One problem that a lot of my own students run into is getting their mouth wide enough and big enough to make the sounds that they need to make. So a lot of them are there going, ah, and that just doesn't sound right. It sounds like you're muffling the sound. So I want you to try something, and this is going to depend on how big your mouth is, and a lot of genetics come to play. But just one thing you really want to focus on is getting your mouth open enough to make the sounds that you need to make. And one tip that I learned from a singing teacher a long time ago was making the ah sound and taking your fingers. You want to make sure you wash your hands before you do this because you're going to be sticking your fingers in your mouth. But take 2 fingers and make that ah sound, but make sure ah, it's big enough to fit your pointer finger and your middle finger inside of your mouth. Like that. So you really want to make sure that you make your mouth open up wide enough to make the sounds the way they're supposed to be made. Because if you keep your mouth shut and you don't open up your mouth when you're singing these songs, you're going to find that it's going to sound muffled and not quite right. Now, you want to start off just making sure that your mouth is wide enough when you're doing your scales and you're warming up your voice, but then you're going to see this technique translate itself into your singing when you're doing covers, when you're doing your own songs, what have you. So just make sure you keep your mouth open enough to get the sound right.